Hi guys, it's Isabella here. We're back for another book review. So for this book review, we are reviewing Bad Girls Don't Die by Katie Amlander. So the description of the book says, Alexis thought she led a typical dysfunctional high school existence. Dysfunctional like her parents' marriage, her doll-crazy 13-year-old sister Casey, and even her own antisocial, anti-cheerleader attitude. When a family fight results in some tearful sisterly bonding, Alexis realizes that her life is creeping from a dysfunction into danger. Casey is acting stranger than ever. Her blue eyes go from green sometimes, and she uses old-fashioned language, and she even loses track of chunks of time, claiming to know nothing about her strange behavior. The old house is changing too. Doors open and close by themselves, water boils onto unlit stoves, and unplugged air conditioner turns the house cold enough to see their breath in. Alexis wants to think that it's all in her head, but soon what she liked to think of as a silly parlor tricks are becoming life-threatening to her family, and to her budding relationship with a class vice president. Alexis knows that she's the only person who can stop Casey, but what if the green-eyed girl isn't even Casey anymore? So I had given this book a solid 8 out of 10. At first I was genuinely confused about what I was reading at first, but then as soon as I got to know more about the characters and more throughout of the book is when it got really interesting. It pretty much follows along with a teenage girl who's into photography, and and I just thought that she was relatable because she has a dysfunctional life, and so do I. So I thought she was very relatable. But then as soon as you read on, shit starts to get just weird. It is. So at first I thought it was typical, just a depression, mental illness type book, because that's what I read. And in the book, when you start to see the sister get weird, you start to question is it mentally something wrong with her? Is it DID, which is what the sister thought it was? But no, it actually has to deal with ghosts and possession, which is very interesting because I've never read an actual paranormal book before. All of my horror books are particularly having to do with people getting killed or psychotic breaks that have to do with the husband or the best friend being all in on it, and just people going batshit crazy to having fucking mental illnesses, is all that type of stuff. And a lot of it is just murder mystery type thing, Good Girl's Guide to Murder and all that stuff. I've never actually read an actual paranormal book. And I also didn't think from the cover that it would be paranormal. You see the cover and it's oh yeah, she looks depressed as fuck, let's read it. So I think I got this at the thrift store because it sounded good and interesting, but it was still generally a good read. It's not super long either. There's 30 chapters, but it's not, as thick as it is, it's not super duper long. It does just look like a middle schooler could read this, and it also took me, I think, 3 days to finish. So yeah. Yeah, it soon just kind of got more weird, and then you find out that the house that they live in belonged to people in the past that had to deal with a murder-suicide, and then something along the lines of Katie or Alexis being friends with an old friend who's whose mother whose mother died with the in the house type of thing. Things started to be too familiar, and oh, she was making up stories that turned out to be actual lore of the house that people lived in before them, and it just got very weird and very captivating, which is why I kept running on. I'm what the fuck is going on? I'm so confused, and the sister was freaking me out a little bit, and not to mention they just had so many dolls in it, and I don't like dolls, especially when when dolls start to move or their eyes start to move, and I'm just no thanks, burn the whole thing down. But yeah, no, it got really weird and very intense, because then it started I don't know, the sister was going back and forth between being one of the old girls that used to live there that got killed and was taking revenge by killing those who killed her type of thing. So she was doing a hit list of all the mothers, daughters, granddaughters, great-granddaughters and all of that, and it was people that her sister went to school with, and even including her sister, and it was holy shit. Of course there's some cliche stupid fucking romance in it, because obviously, like, you have the girl and the fucking guy vice president. Oh, he accidentally hit her with the door, and now he's trying to repay, like, you know, try to repay for that, and of course she's just like, what? And now the guy likes her and all that shit, and I'm just like, okay. But yeah, no, I hope I didn't spoil too much. I also have a lot of fucking video ideas to do right now, so I'm just trying to get through them, because I don't feel good, and I have a lot going on, and so, yeah, so pretty much book reviews are pretty much all you're gonna get for right now, because I've been reading a lot, and you guys seem to enjoy my book reviews, so I'll go ahead and continue to do them. I do have a couple clothes I can do a haul video with. I kind of want to wait until, other clothes that I have show up, which should be in a little bit. But again, I have shit going on, so I just want to chill for a little bit because I'm stressed out. Anyways, this was a very good book. I suggest you go read it wherever you can find it. It says it's only $7, so I assume you can buy this on Amazon. But yeah, it was very interesting, very captivating, and I've never read a paranormal book before, so it was good. So yeah, and if you don't know, next book is called Blackbird. Blackbird by Anna Carey, and the back, well, there's a back description and there's an inside book description. So things I know that are true. I'm in Los Angeles. I woke up on the train tracks at the Vermont State Sunset Station. I'm a teenage girl. I have long black hair. I have a tattoo of a blackbird on my right wrist with the code FNV02198, and people are trying to kill me. And then the inside description says, you don't know who you are, but they do. You wake up on a subway tracks in Los Angeles with no memory of who you are. A backpack is at your feet. Inside is a fresh set of clothes, $1,000 in cash, a phone number, and the instructions of do not call the police. As you're trying to figure out your identity, the questions swirl. What is your name? How did you get there? And what is the meaning of the tattoo on your wrist of a blackbird and the code? And there is only one thing you know for sure. People are trying to kill you. From the author of the Eve trilogy comes the breathless story of a girl racing and trying to figure out who she is and how to stay alive. So I'm currently not halfway through, but almost halfway through. I'm on chapter 16, so it's pretty interesting so far. I'm not quite sure what's all happening. I'm just trying to, I don't know what the girl's intentions are, so we'll see. But yeah, I think that is basically it. I did buy 3 new books, but I guess I'll show that in a haul video because, yeah, might as well. But yeah, that is basically it. You know what to do. Everything's in the description. I love you guys, and I will see you guys later. Bye.